Hello, and welcome to Three Tune Tuesday for Tuesday, May the 26th. I am your host, Bonaparte, and with me is your hostess, Yulia.
Hello.
Oh, I know you're excited, aren't you? Yeah.
Is it obvious?
It is. So, quite often we have, some social commentary to make during these shows, or just something else to say one way or another. Today is not one of those days.
That's correct.
Yes. Today we are celebrating one of our favorite artists. And that's all we're doing is we're going to celebrate him.
And who is our artist?
Billy Murray.
Hooray!
Yes.
Yay!
Yes. So yesterday, May the 25th, would have been Billy Murray's 149th birthday.
Wow.
Yes. And we are going to mark the occasion with a birthday celebration.
This has kind of become an annual tradition for us, and one that I don't hate.
I love it a lot.
Yeah. I actually went online to see if I could find any of Billy Murray's surviving relatives. And I wasn't able to track much down. The trail kind of goes cold.
Okay.
He did have kids.
He did, yes. He was married 3 times.
Yeah. And I thought, because how freaking cool would it be to reach out to one of his descendants?
Oh, wouldn't it, though?
And chat. So maybe I'll work on that in earnest for next year.
Yeah, what a great idea.
Yeah.
This is going to be an annual thing.
It should, because
Yes.
nobody, I don't think that there is any more famous recording artist, vocalist of this era that we explore.
Oh, I agree.
Than Billy Murray.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, so many other famous ones.
Yeah.
He's just a cut above and beyond.
For sure.
Yes.
For sure.
Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about Billy Murray.
Yeah, for the uninitiated.
Yes. Billy Murray was born William Thomas Murray on May 25th, 1877 in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Yes. He passed away August 17th, 1954 in New York. His nickname was the Denver Nightingale, and that's because despite that he was born in Philadelphia, he grew up in Colorado.
Oh, okay.
Yes. He was often called the Phonograph King.
Yeah, for good reason.
Yes. He is considered the best-selling recording artist of the first quarter of the 20th century.
It's pretty amazing.
That really is.
Yeah.
He sold over 300 million records.
Stop. So what would that be in terms of like platinum? I guess they do it by they do albums by platinum.
Well, no,
and
they,
things like
they
that.
do albums, they do singles as well. They do 45s.
Okay.
Yeah. So
What was his great? Do you have the information as to what his best-selling single was?
I do not, but I do have a good one here with us that would have been number 5 on the charts.
Okay.
Okay, so I will look to see if I can find his best sellers.
Yeah, because I would be interested to see what those numbers compare like with today's, how we
absolutely.
measure things today.
Absolutely,
You know,
yeah.
I forget how many do you need for an album to go gold?
In the United States, it's 500,000.
500,000, and then for platinum, it's what,
1 million.
A million?
Yes.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
I'd be interested to see how Billy
Yeah.
sizes up.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. They moved. Bleh. He was born to Patrick and I was going to say Julia. It's not Julia. It's Julia. Patrick and Julia had a duet and conceived a
Jeez.
child.
A duet.
Yeah, throw out to last week.
Yeah, if you missed that one, go back at your own risk.
So, yeah, he was born to Patrick and Julia Murray, who were immigrants from Kerry County, Ireland.
Oh, okay.
They moved to Denver, Colorado in 1882, where he grew up, hence the nickname. Now, it might be interesting to note that his Irish roots are noteworthy. The children of Irish immigrants were a significant part of popular entertainment of the era.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so he was able to cash in on that, literally cash in.
Yeah.
He began his career in show business at the ripe old age of 16 by joining Harry Leavitt's High Rollers. They were a touring vaudeville troupe. Although he was initially hired as an actor, he quickly incorporated singing into his work.
Yeah.
And kind of the rest went from there.
Yeah.
He spent about a decade performing in minstrel shows, which were quite popular at the time.
For sure.
As traveling minstrel shows.
Yeah.
And around the turn of the century, he joined the Algie Field Minstrels, sadly as a blackface singer and dancer, which was a common entry point into entertainment at the time.
Yeah. I mean, of course, it's problematic. It was problematic then. It's problematic now for sure.
Right.
It's one of those things where when you know better, you do better.
Well, exactly.
And that's where we are now.
Exactly. Yeah. We let's not hide from the fact that it happened.
Right. Yeah. I mean, as always, when problematic things come up in this podcast a lot,
Yes.
because people thought and felt differently back then, and there were different mores and standards. And we're not saying that to give it an excuse or to say that they didn't know what they were doing. They knew damn well what they were doing.
Yes, they did.
They just didn't care.
Right.
Now we know better and we do better.
Right.
But we also have to acknowledge that this happened. It's not something that we're going to try to hide or obfuscate.
Yeah, he did it. Al Jolson did it. Another one of my favorites of the era, the Six Brown Brothers, they did it.
For sure.
They had one clown. What was it? One clown in white face and five in blackface.
Yeah. Fred Astaire did it.
Fred, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It was accepted at the time for right or wrong.
Yeah, and it was considered, part of cultural entertainment, and it was a little bit of, it was also cultural appropriation.
Right.
They exoticized people of color, and that's across the board.
And anything that was non-white. I mean, we've spoken at length about how we appropriated the mystique of the Native American at the time.
Right.
With songs like the Indian Love Call and such,
right.
which, very, very definitely, in the racist appropriation.
Sure.
Yeah.
And Asians, Middle Eastern people.
Exactly.
Like nobody was safe from the white person.
Exactly. Exactly.
But yeah, so we're just gonna, we just want to acknowledge that happened.
Yeah.
And that it was problematic then. It's problematic now. We know better now.
Right. So initially, Murray started recording with Thomas Edison on wax cylinders, and he freelanced. He did not hold an exclusive contract with Edison, and his more famous songs, in fact, were recorded for Victor, although he also did record for Columbia and Zonophone.
I'm super surprised that Edison did not try to get him into a contract.
I am too. I have not dug into what his initial interactions were like. My suspicion is that Edison is like, well, this is a novel new thing, these wax cylinders still, and you're just some kid in a vaudeville troupe. Yeah, I'll pay you a couple of bucks to sing. And then when he realized how popular those were, by that point, Billy was probably like, yeah, I'm going to go to whoever wants to pay me the most.
There you go.
That's my suspicion. I've got nothing to back it up on.
Yeah. It's so, yeah, okay. That was probably, yeah, only because Edison was so patent savvy.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, he really was.
He was really, he had a really keen sense of this is mine.
Right.
And I'm surprised that didn't hold over into Billy Murray. But then again, this was before Billy got famous, correct?
Exactly. It is.
Okay,
yeah.
so nobody knew what his potential, and like you said, like when he took off, he was probably like, peace out, Edison.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Go stick it.
So what made Billy Murray different, we've spoken about this before, and it was really crucial to his success. It was his ability to sing loudly in full voice and still be articulate. At the time, with acoustic recording, they really had to yell into a microphone, a horn, not even a microphone, a horn, to get a bit of an etching on a stylus, and Billy Murray could do it superbly.
Yeah, his style, I would classify as like a step above like Sprechstimme, which is, it's basically like sung speech.
Okay.
And like for a lot of people, like it drives them crazy to hear it. My grandfather, Pappy's wife, Dolly, hated, we're familiar with Blazing Saddles, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
She hated the scene where Madeline Kahn sang "I'm Tired."
Oh, yeah, because it's this.
Because it's spoken, it's
Right.
kind of sung, kind of spoken.
Right.
And she's like, I can't stand it. Like, pick one. Sing or speak.
Yeah, well, you know why she did it?
Well, because she was imitating Marlene Dietrich.
Oh, I was going to say it's because she was tired.
Stop.
And couldn't properly sing.
No, she was imitating, because Marlene Dietrich did the same thing.
Okay. Yeah.
And also, famously, Rex Harrison
Yes.
in My Fair Lady couldn't sing his way out of a wet paper bag.
Right.
But he did the Sprechstimme thing and kind of fudged his way through it. Yeah. And I've been in productions where people have done that too. And yeah, it drives me kind of crazy. But for some reason, when Billy Murray does it, it doesn't bother me.
Well, that segues neat into my next note, in that he described his own technique as hammering.
I mean, that's accurate.
Right. Right. So, we've been going through this year, 2026, starting off our episodes with "On This Day in History, This Particular Song Was Released." Well, yesterday, May 25th, was Billy Murray's birthday. And on May 25th, 1922, Victor released Billy Murray's song, "I Certainly Must Be in Love."
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. 1922. Of course, it's a comedy. It was written by William Tracy and composed by Dan Docherty. However you want to pronounce Docherty.
No, Docherty's,
Yes.
I think, accurate.
Yeah. And it's a comic vocal. It's a man comically puzzling over his own romantic feelings, and very much written in the Tin Pan Alley tradition.
Okay.
So it's going to be, full-on 1920s fun.
I can't wait to hear it.
Okay, here we go. "I Certainly Must Be in Love."
Mamie McShane was a dumb dizzy dame that lived over on Hoyst Avenue. She couldn't be beaten for dancing and eating. Those two things was all that she knew. She met Jimmy Peter, a nifty cake eater, one night at the gas fitters' ball. That guy danced her lame, now the girls all kid maim, but here's how she answers them all. Since I met that kid, I'm clean off of me lid. Gee, I certainly must be in love. I can't do me work and I can't sleep at night. I'm dreaming of murders and burglars and fights. That guy's got me vamped when he looks in me lamps. I feel like I'm in heaven above. We goes to a dance and gets home about 2. But I don't get upstairs till the boys start to coo. When I stand in cold hallways and flirt with the flu, gee, I certainly must be in love. Jimmy's not smart, but that guy's got a heart that's as big as a homemade mince pie. And gee, ain't he jealous of those other fellas that speaks to me when I pass by? But he needn't fear 'em, I wouldn't go near 'em if they gave me diamonds and pearls. I'm strong for me, Jim, and I'll stick right to him as long as he don't flirt with girls. Me whole life is spoiled, I'm not long for this world. Gee, I certainly must be in love. I carried his picture right next to me heart. I kissed it so much that it all fell apart. Me boss'll bounce me, I can't add 3 and 3. There's just one person I'm thinking of. I jumped in the bathtub and scrubbed myself white. And now I'm convinced that me mind isn't right. 'Cause when I take a bath before Saturday night, gee, I certainly must be in love. He must eat raw meat 'cause he's sure getting wild. He calls me a flapper and that makes me smile. 'Cause a flapper's a guy that makes wheat cakes in child. I certainly must be in love.
Ah, Billy.
I do love me some Billy Murray.
But you see what I mean? It was kind of like half spoken,
Right.
half sung.
You could almost see him, on a vaudeville stage kind of playing to the crowd with it.
Well, telling a story.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, and
Yeah.
that's I think that is kind of that's part of Billy's genius, is that he knows how to tell a story.
Yeah, he's got some really good comic timing to him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he understands what it means to sell the song.
Right.
And I mean, he was very definitely telling a story there.
Yeah. Oh, without a doubt.
I don't know that he sang many ballads or anything like that. I think it was mostly storytelling, like songs about, I mean, certainly this was a song about love, but it was
Right.
not about like, oh,
Right.
the stars are in your eyes. There's soft music playing.
Right. It was more along the lines of what the hell's going on.
Yeah,
I'm confused
Well,
by this.
Apparently, two idiots,
Yeah, exactly.
Mamie and whatever his name was, John or Jack or
Right.
whatever, being a couple of dingbats because they're stupid in love with each other, which is fine.
Yeah, it happens.
That's how it goes.
Yes, indeed. So that session was conducted by a fellow by the name of Rosario Borden. He had conducted sessions at Victor for a number of years, and by 1920, a couple of years before the song was released, was the musical co-director at Victor. And so that he's conducting the band for one of Billy Murray's songs, I think shows how, even though it was on the Victor Black label, their standard label, shows how much regard they gave to Billy.
Oh yeah, yeah. Like they knew what they had.
Yeah.
They knew they had a subject expert
Yeah, absolutely.
in Billy, and they gave him the treatment that he merited.
Right. Everyone would make money off of his song.
For sure.
Yes.
For sure.
Yeah. So before we move on to song number 2, which is also a good one, let's
I
talk.
get the look on your little face.
Oh, I know. I'm excited. We've got 2 more great songs coming up. Yeah. And stories to tell about both of them.
Okay.
Yeah. So before we go on to the next, let's talk a little bit about how we pay our hosting bills.
Okay, doke.
And that would be sales of Skeleton Brew Coffee.
Yay.
Yes. Which is Skeleton Brew Coffee, located at skeletonbrew.coffee.
Super easy to remember.
Absolutely. So Skeleton Brew Coffee is ours. It's what we do to help us pay the hosting bills. We have 6 brews or 6 roasts, I should say, that we have up year-round. We've got a couple of others that rotate for the Wheel of the Year if you are into the Sabbat. We don't keep those up year-round because it's not always that time of the year.
That's right. We like to follow the Wheel of the Year because in times of constant uncertainty, the one thing that you can be certain of is nature and the changing of the seasons.
Exactly.
And that's how we like to market.
Yeah. At the end of the day or the era or the epoch, let's just say that nature will reclaim its own and it will go on.
Yep. 100%.
So with Skeleton Brew Coffee, we do pay our hosting bills with it, but we also do like to give back. $1 from every item that we sell. So if you were to buy 2 bags of coffee, we would donate $1 for each bag, $2 we give to public broadcasting.
Subject is very near and dear to us.
It really is in this day and age. When big media is big money and big corporations and they're just in it for themselves, lowest common denominator, give the peasants, let's say, some flatbread, and we're going to take all the good French bread and baguettes and cake.
Yeah.
It's time that we have an even-keeled voice to present to us what is actually happening out in the world, and we believe that public broadcasting fits that void in that bill.
Yeah, we live in squirrely times for sure. And, especially with how kind of CBS News, which was the bulwark of network news television,
Right.
Something that people really counted on. Well, that's right down the shitter.
It really is.
And so we need to trust more and more in people who are interested in holding truth to power. And independent media is going to be the way to go. People who are not beholden.
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't want to beat that horse too much, but
Right.
Really important to us. And we like to keep our ethos here at Blind Skeleton to be as up and up as possible. And that goes for the coffee too. I mean, we are donating $1 from each item sold from Skeleton Brew to public media, but we also, along the way, we want to make sure that everybody who's bringing this coffee to us is being treated fairly. And so the coffee is ethically sourced.
Yes.
The beans are ethically sourced. We are part of a co-op that buys the beans, that helps keep our costs down and each other's costs down.
Exactly, yes.
We use an independent roaster. Your coffee is roasted on demand when you order the coffee, which is great because you're also getting like a really super fresh, delicious bag of coffee.
I would really like to point out that is a feature, not a bug. Even though the coffee is delivered via mail, it will arrive fresher than anything you will buy at the grocery store. Certainly fresher than anything that is swilled together at Starbucks. And if you know what you need, come back to us and set up a schedule. We'll have it delivered every 1 week, every 2 weeks.
That's right. You've set up subscriptions.
I have set up the subscription, yes.
Oh,
yes.
Nice. You don't even need it. You set it and forget it.
Exactly. So you can be guaranteed to have the freshest coffee possible, every morning that you wake up and want to smell that great brew.
Right. Like if you're expecting Amazon level delivery, don't.
Right.
We believe that sometimes good things are worth the wait.
Right.
And this might take you a couple extra days, but it's roasted on demand, and we're sending it to you usually via priority mail. You can choose faster shipping, I think.
You can, yes.
But I mean, ours arrived, I think. Ours arrived, our most recent batch arrived, was it flat rate?
It was flat rate.
Yeah.
And we are our own customers as well.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
So, we order our coffee the same way that everyone else does. And we do that for a number of reasons, but the primary reason is to just continue to make sure that the entire process is working the way that everyone expects it to.
Right. It's our way of doing QC.
Exactly.
We want to experience the coffee the way you experience it. And if there's something that we don't like, which has happened.
Yes, indeed.
If there's something that we don't like, we change it.
Yep, absolutely.
And to that end, if you have feedback, if you have ordered our coffee and you have feedback for us, we would love to hear it. I don't know if our contact information is on Skeleton Brew, but
absolutely.
Oh, okay, yep. Perfect. Reach out to us. Yep. If you have any suggestions, please let us know. We also have a fun quiz. If you're not quite sure what kind of coffee you want, we have a fun little quiz for you to fill out.
Yes.
And it's not you don't need to put in your email address or anything.
Nothing sleazy like that.
Yeah, we're not doing it to like harvest your information. Right. It's literally fill out the quiz, see what kind of coffee you vibe with.
Yep.
And if you are feeling extra, I don't know, what's the word? We're right around Memorial Day here. Patriotic?
Okay.
You can head on over to nokings.coffee.
Yes, indeed.
And that is our more subversive brand.
It is. It is. Nokings.coffee currently has 3 roasts. They're named Liberté, Égalité, and Fraternité.
If you know, you know.
If you know, you know. And with sales of nokings.coffee, we donate $2 from every item sold to the Indivisible movement.
Yeah. And they're the people who are leading the resistance to all the crazy mishigas that we're experiencing right now. Mm-hmm. They're organizing the protests. They are helping with general strikes, that kind of thing. So a cause that's near and dear to us for sure.
Yes.
And we also have some fun merch.
We do.
If you go to nokings.coffee, you will be able to see some fun custom merch.
Yeah.
We get compliments on our bumper stickers all the time.
Yes, we do.
So I recommend you check them out.
Yeah, go check it out. And with all of our merch, the same holds true. $2 from every item sold.
Yes.
Yes.
Very excited about that.
Indeed. More to come because we are making changes as we speak.
Yay.
Yes. So song number 2 that we have today is entitled In My Merry Oldsmobile.
I think I know that song.
I am not surprised because it became super popular up into the 30s.
Yeah. I seem to remember my grandfather Pop Pop. I seem to remember him singing it or whistling it or something.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So much about this song. First of all, it contains a number of double entendres, which made it a little bit racy.
Oh. Wait, what year was this?
1907.
Okay. All right.
We're
So this
going
was
back.
before, this was like pre-code.
Yes.
This was kind of, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
The Oldsmobile brand itself adopted the song for promotional use.
Of course.
And it helped to contribute to the sales of about 6,500 units.
Okay.
So
All right.
a lot of records.
A little bit of a brand collab.
Yeah, exactly. They used the song for several decades, as a marketing jingle.
Yeah.
And in fact, it was the opening and closing theme for the 1927 Warner Brothers film entitled The First Auto, which I was able to find.
No.
And which we will post on the Blind Skeleton Theater.
No.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All
Very
right.
exciting.
That is very cool.
Yes.
That is super cool.
Yeah, I told you I had a lot of good things today.
Yeah. Is it a one-reeler? Sounds like it's a one-reeler.
No, it's over an hour.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Huh. So one reel was what, 20 minutes?
20 minutes.
Yeah, so this
Yeah.
I think it would have been 4 and a bit. Or 3 and a bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. In fact, also, this song is still played at Disneyland and Magic Kingdom on Main Street, USA.
Oh, sure. Okay. Yeah, I do remember that. Okay. Neat.
So he was the first to record and release the song in 1905, which I believe is actually the song we're listening to, not the 1907 version. We're listening to the Columbia version.
Oh, so we're listening to the first.
Yes, exactly.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very exciting. A couple of other notes, just because they're so really neat. This was a number 1 hit song for him, in fact. And he was so closely identified with the song that he reprised it in 1932 for General Motors in a promotional film.
That's so neat.
Yeah.
That's really cool. And so, I mean, if this was 1905, that's pretty early in Billy's career.
It really is.
Yeah.
Yeah. This would have been one of the songs that really made him a big hit, a big star.
Kind of put him on the map a little
Yes.
bit. Yeah. Okay.
So I had actually wanted to find a song that was not named Tessie about baseball. We played Tessie last year. Mm-hmm. And curiously enough, I could not find one. There is a version of Take Me Out to the Ball Game that was recorded by a band entitled Billy Murray and the Hayden Quartet.
Oh.
But all indications are that particular version was the Hayden Quartet without Billy Murray. His name was just attached to the band because he sang a lot with them.
Yeah.
And the reason that that's important is Billy Murray loved baseball.
Right. So I'm struggling to find out how you're going to tie this into this.
I'm getting there.
Okay.
I'm getting there.
Okay.
Yeah. It's part of the Billy Murray story.
It is, but we're talking about the Oldsmobiles, and you suddenly like, hey,
I know
your change.
Yeah, a bit of a change because I was looking for a baseball song instead of the Oldsmobile song.
Oh, I see.
All right.
You didn't say that.
Oh, so yeah. Apologies. I was looking for a baseball song and I could not find one because he loved baseball so much he actually played exhibition games in right field.
Oh, yeah.
With the team that became the Yankees.
Yeah, he was like super into it.
Right.
Yeah, and apparently he was pretty good.
Yeah, exactly. He probably could have been, he was a decent baseball player.
Yeah, but like maybe like pseudo semi-professional.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there are stories, whether they're true or not, I'm not sure, that he would call out of recording sessions to go to a baseball game.
I mean, when you're Billy Murray.
I believe that those stories are true, but I've got nothing to back it up. Yeah.
Billy Murray does what Billy Murray wants.
Exactly. Exactly. I've got some more Billy Murray notes with the next song, but in the meantime, let's play one of his most long-endured songs, In My Merry Oldsmobile.
In My Merry Oldsmobile.
Young Johnny Steele has an Oldsmobile. He loves a dear little girl. She is the queen of his gas machine. She has his heart in a whirl. Now when they go for a spin, you know she tries to learn the auto. So he lets her steer while he gets her ear and whispers soft and low. Come away with me, Lucille, in my merry Oldsmobile. Down the road of life we'll fly, automobile bling, you and I. To the church we'll swiftly steal, then our wedding bells will peal. You can go as far as you like with me in my merry Oldsmobile. They love to spark in the dark old park as they go flying along. She says she knows why the motor goes, the sparker's awfully strong. Each day they spoon to the engine tune, their honeymoon will happen soon. He'll win Lucille with his Oldsmobile, and then he'll fondly croon. Come away with me, Lucille, in my merry Oldsmobile. Down the road of life we'll fly, automobile bling, you and I. To the church we'll swiftly steal, then our wedding bells will peal. You can go as far as you like with me in my merry Oldsmobile. Come away with me, Lucille, in my merry Oldsmobile. Down the road of life we'll fly, automobile bling, you and I. To the church we'll swiftly steal, then our wedding bells will peal. You can go as far as you like with me in my merry Oldsmobile.
Very double entendre.
Very much so.
It's cute.
It was. I liked it. So I had mentioned that we would get that movie, the first auto, up on the Blind Skeleton Theater.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that's a nice segue to talk a little bit about Blind Skeleton itself.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. We got lots of neat stuff there.
We do. So it really has become our vehicle for this particular podcast, but that notwithstanding, there's so many other things up on blindskeleton.one. That's blindskeleton.one. You know, over the course of the last several years, we've written some blog articles about, you know, various pieces of history of vintage entertainment, you know, photography, obviously music, movies and such. You know, and to help everyone, including us, celebrate, we have available, you know, not only an online radio station, which is streaming 24/7 of various old-time radio shows.
It's so cool.
But we also have the Blind Skeleton Theater, which shows on demand, you know, a number of vintage black and white and silent movies.
It's so cool that we have that now.
It really is. Yeah. And we will make sure to have, you know, this particular movie, the first auto, up and available the day of the podcast, of the episode release, which would be today.
Yeah.
Yes. Other things on blindskeleton.one is, well, you know, I guess that's about it. It's the blog articles and the theater and the radio and the podcast.
Yeah, we explore these things. We like to do a deep dive because we love all things vintage. We love vintage entertainment mostly. I mean, I love vintage everything. I love vintage clothes. I love vintage. Like, I mean, it's a rabbit hole.
Yeah, it really is.
It is a 9-headed hydra.
Yes.
But we like to focus Blind Skeleton on vintage entertainment, vintage media, such as vintage photography, film, music, art.
Right.
And we've talked about this before, but it gives us it sort of colors in the history of that era, which, we know the facts about the era. We can turn to historians and we can, study the history of the time. But in order to kind of color it in and get it into the heads of the people that lived in that history, that's why we turn to their art.
Yeah.
Because that helps us understand what was important to them, and we can draw connections over the millennia to today.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, just look at the last song, in fact. I mean, people have been falling in love, for at least 100 years, 120 years now.
I mean, it's timeless.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's also, too, the other themes that we explore, we've explored things like the United States. Yeah. We've explored things like politics. We've explored things we through art.
Right.
We can get into the hearts and minds of the people that lived during that time, and understand maybe why certain decisions were made. It's sort of like an attempt to step into their shoes.
Yeah.
Which that's part of why I love history so much, but that's also part of why I love what we do at Blind Skeleton too, because when you read a good book lets you kind of slip into the shoes of the people who are in that book and in that story. A really captivating story. It's one that you can relate to. And that's why I love exploring vintage entertainment, because it really does help you kind of step into their shoes for a little bit. Like, we saw a really great movie last night, for example.
We really did.
It was incredible. If you guys, and it's not vintage, it's very, very modern. It's called Project Hail Mary, which was a book.
Yes.
But we saw the film version, and it was so brilliant. And part of why I found it to be brilliant is because it was relatable. You had this very flawed character.
Yeah.
This very human character with fears and everything, the same as we have, and those themes are universal over time, and it's no different for the people that created the art that we're getting to enjoy and explore on Blind Skeleton.
Yeah,
and that's kind of what I love about it. Is you get to step into their shoes and live their lives for a little bit.
Yeah, exactly.
And understand them.
Yeah, yeah, and it's it's what we love.
It is, and I mean, we crack ourselves up sometimes, when we're watching old silent films.
Yeah.
Or I still can't get over that Hitchcock silent that we watched.
It was superb.
It was, I mean, we were in awe of it. Just and any silent films, really, who, these people, we talked about Within Our Gates, George... What's his last?
Yeah, I've forgotten. We haven't watched it yet, and I've forgotten his name.
Machineau? Yeah. Something like that.
That rings a bell.
Yes, it's a French last name. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I should know that. But these people were figuring it out. Yeah. It was this new medium. Same with audio recordings. Like, people were figuring it out.
Right.
And they were like, well, let's throw this spaghetti at the wall and see if that works. And they were learning from each other, and they were, borrowing techniques. And they were borrowing techniques from the stage for visual effects.
Oh, absolutely.
So it's just really fascinating to me to see how these people did what they did using just their ingenuity.
Right. Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
There was no such thing as CGI in the old silence.
No. And I'm not saying that CGI is easy. It's not.
Right.
It's a whole other kettle of fish. Right. But people, they wanted to, they had a vision. These people wanted to tell a story. They wanted it to look a certain way. And they were like, all right, how do we figure this out? Yeah. How do we do this? And watching that process is also fascinating.
Oh, it really is. Yes, it really, really is.
Yeah.
Yeah, so go check out what we have at blindskeleton.one. Join the mail list. And not only will you get to keep abreast of everything that we're doing, But because we trust our coffee so much, if you're a coffee drinker, we will send you a free 2-ounce sample of ground coffee.
Yep. Just tell us where to send it to.
Yep.
And we don't store your information. We're not jerks.
Yeah, we just need to tell USPS where to send it. Otherwise, they won't.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's how it works.
So point your browser toward blindskeleton.one. You can also find all of our contact information there.
Yes, you can.
Got links to our Blue Sky accounts, got links to our emails. There's a web form. We also have a phone number. Is a phone number on the website?
Phone number is not on the website.
Maybe we shouldn't leave it on the website.
Yeah, I don't think
Because we don't know if,
Yeah.
because people are weird.
people, yeah.
But that's okay.
Yeah.
We'll
if
tell
you're
you
listening, it's,
Yeah, we'll tell you what it is. It's 302-609-1925.
Yes, indeed.
That is our little telephone number. You can give us a call.
Yep.
We promise we won't pick up.
Correct.
You can leave us a voicemail. Tell us where you're listening from. Give us your first name. If you have any suggestions. If you want to be on the show,
Yes, indeed.
please leave us a message to that effect also. We can get in touch, have your people call our people. And
Yeah.
by our people, it's just us.
Yeah, exactly. We are the people.
We are the people. We'd love to talk all things vintage with you.
Yeah, we would indeed.
Yes.
Okay. Our third song of the day is our most recent from March 1925.
Okay.
So this is right before Billy Murray's recording career began to decline. And this is right before the advent of widespread electric microphone recording.
Yeah, and his jam is not going to work with
It did not
the
work
new
so
recording
much.
technology.
It did not so much.
Yeah.
So this kind of brings us to almost to the end of his story. Not quite the end, but almost to the end. In 1903, he began recording with Edison. By 1905, 1907, he began recording exclusively as a career. And he made it known, essentially. People began to realize that it is possible to build a career based solely on recording music. He was one of the first, if not the first, to really be in that position.
A recording artist, a true recording
Exactly.
artist. Yeah.
Exactly. And by this point, by 1925, the comic novelty songs were in and of themselves beginning to lose their appeal to the general public. By the end of the year, with electric recording really being a thing, he had to pivot, which he did, but not as successfully as some others from the silent to talkie film era did.
I see. Okay.
But this one, Don't Bring Lulu, was a banger. Lulu is a 1920s flapper character, so it's not a specific person, it's a character.
I see.
Okay.
So sort of like a caricature.
Yes, exactly. The song's lyrics include a reference to the nursery rhyme London Bridge is Falling Down, but mostly it's a novelty song built on a comic social situation, a party invitation that specifically excludes the troublemaking Lulu.
Oh, so let's talk about Lulu.
Okay. Lulu is the it's a caricature, it's a character, it's not a person.
Right.
It's the extravagant 1920s female flapper, and I suppose flappers are all female, really. So she's over the top, she's loud, she's a party girl. She's ready to go to an event, to a party, and own it. A little too much, perhaps.
Okay. All right. I'm getting a picture.
Right.
All right. So this is somebody who may or may not get undressed at some point during the party.
Exactly.
This is somebody who may or may not dance on a table or
flirt with the mayor while the mayor's wife is right there.
Right.
Yeah.
Probably given to over imbibing.
Exactly.
Okay.
That's Lulu.
I'm getting a picture.
Okay. This was in 1925. This is a very precise number. This is the 63rd most covered song from not in 1925, from 1925. It's a very specific number, I know.
63rd most covered?
So if you take all the songs that were written in 1925, the number of people that have recorded them, this one's 63rd on the list. I know, it's a very precise number.
And this is a cover?
No, Billy's is not.
Okay, so I don't.
This is the
So I'm.
But it was covered by so many other people over the next century.
Oh, I see.
Yes.
I see.
Yes.
I see. Okay. Wow.
Yes.
I'm gonna. Hi, Omar.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
remove a cat.
Yeah.
He's threatened to knock over my
You keep
drink.
talking.
Yeah. Okay. In fact, the song was later covered in the 1950s by the Andrews Sisters.
Oh.
So
Okay.
It was pretty popular. Billy's recording of it in August of 1925 reached number 5 on the Billboard charts.
Oh.
Yeah, it was kind of his last huzzah or his last hurrah,
Yeah.
before his career took a turn.
Yeah.
Yeah. There we go. Yeah.
Don't bring Lulu.
Don't bring Lulu. Are we ready?
I think so.
Okay, let's play the song, but let's not tell Lulu.
Yeah.
Don't bring Lulu. Don't bring Lulu. Your presence is requested, wrote little Johnny White. But with this invitation, there is a stipulation. When you attend this party, you'll all be treated right. But there's a wild and woolly woman you boys can't invite. You can bring Pearl, she's a darn nice girl, but don't bring Lulu. You can bring Rose with a turned-up nose, but don't bring Lulu. Lulu always wants to do what the folks don't want her to. When she struts her stuff around, London Bridge is falling down. You can bring cake or a porterhouse steak, but don't bring Lulu. Lulu gets blue and goes cuckoo like the clock upon the shelf. She's the kind of smarty, breaks up every party. Hullabaloo, don't bring Lulu, I'll bring her myself. Last week we had a party, a real high-toned affair. And then along came Lulu, wild as any Zulu. She started into Charleston, and how the boys did stare. But when she did the hula hula, then she got the air. You can bring Flo, her dad's got dough, but don't bring Lulu. You can bring Lil, she's an awful kill, but don't bring Lulu. Lulu has the reddest hair, auburn here and henna there. How can we boys keep our heads? Bulls go wild when they see red. You can bring peas and crullers and cheese, but don't bring Lulu. When she gets sore and slams the door, the plates fly off the shelf. She can make a fella wild on sarsaparilla. Hullabaloo, don't bring Lulu, she'll come here herself. Don't bring Lulu. Don't bring Lulu. You can bring ham and crackers and jam, but don't bring Lulu. Lulu goes wild, and when she's wild, she climbs upon the shelf. She can make a pastor, be a dancing master. Hullabaloo, don't bring Lulu, I'll bring her myself.
Listen, I'd hang out with Lulu. She sounds like my kind of
She
person.
does sound like fun, doesn't she?
I would totally hang out with her. You know what though? I'm a Lulu apologist. I'm gonna stick up for Lulu here for a minute.
Okay.
I think Lulu is probably the type of gal who likes to go to a party, have fun, make sure everybody has a good time, make sure everybody gets home safe, and probably is just a nice person. She just likes to have fun. What's wrong with having a little fun?
Well, with the pastor?
Well,
I mean,
she's single.
Well,
Can't really blame her,
yeah,
can we?
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
I guess
see,
not. Yeah.
see?
Pastor hasn't married her to anyone yet, so it's his fault.
That's right.
Yeah. There we go. Yeah, and with that brings us to the end of this week's show.
I love celebrating Billy Murray.
I love Billy Murray Day. I think it's definitely going to be an annual thing with us.
Billy Murray Day is damn near a holiday.
It really is. Yes, and of course we are recording this on Memorial Day, so it is in fact a holiday.
That's right.
Yes.
It is a holiday for us today. Unfortunately, we had a really kind of crappy weather weekend.
Yeah.
It was downright cold on Saturday.
It was.
Cold and rainy.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was all right. We had a nice long weekend, and we chose to not do a Memorial Day episode because we're past Memorial Day.
Yes.
But it's not that we're not marking it.
Correct. Yeah.
Because the freedoms that we have, which appear to maybe slowly be dwindling, but hopefully not without a fight.
Right.
A lot of people paid for that, and a lot of people paid for it with their last breath overseas someplace.
Right.
And so I just want to take a minute and acknowledge that.
Yes, indeed. For everyone that, volunteered, enlisted, and, gave literally everything that they had right to the last. All of us here today, are standing on your shoulders.
That's right. And we are grateful, and we're just taking a minute to remember that. Oh, we have a cat. Oh, jeez. Oh.
Yeah.
Omar, way to kill the mood, man. Read the room.
He did, and the room went.
Oh, Omar.
Yes.
All right. I think that's done. I think we did it.
I think so.
All right. Hooray. Hooray, Billy Murray.
Yeah, thank you all for listening in. I really do hope you enjoyed this episode as much as we enjoyed recording it because, listening to Billy Murray at his best always, sparks the day a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, we quote Billy Murray almost every day.
Yeah, we really do.
With push, 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 push.
Kitty, kitty, kitty.
Yeah.
Has anybody seen my cat?
But yeah, thank you so much for joining us. As usual, you can get this podcast wherever you get your fine podcasts.
Yep.
Or you can head on over to blindskeleton.one. We have that as well as all of our back catalog up there.
Yes.
For you to look at. If you are interested in our coffee, please head to skeletonbrew.coffee and nokings.coffee. Those are the various ways you can take a look at what we do.
Indeed.
Enjoy it. And check us out and see what we're about.
Absolutely. Love to hear from you. Okay. Thank you all again, and we will talk to you next week.
Bye.